Hi, here's Kirsi again on Kizomba. I got some really good questions from followers regarding several different things, so I'll do a little video on several tips. I hope these help. The first one was regarding the earlier video that I made on how to step and do the weight shift. And there were people who wanted more details and wanted me to show it. But instead of me showing it here, I think you might get great benefit from watching different dancers dance. There's now quite a lot of videos all around the interwebs, and it's become somewhat popular to actually focus on the dancers' feet when they're dancing. And especially females or followers, make sure that you're not watching the show videos for this one. Because in a show, when the lady is dancing with high heels, she may be doing all kinds of things that don't help you right now, because a show is a different thing. So social dancing, those kinds of videos, just watch the followers, how they place the foot on the floor and where, how closely they dance around the leaders. Their foot placement is also a very interesting part of your study. I just remembered a follow-up question to that regarding dancing in high heels. When you have high heel shoes on, is the step going to be the same? Yes and no. It will change your stepping, of course, a little bit, and how you move your feet on the floor. Depends on how much you have to lift your foot to move with the high heels on. Depends on the shoes also. But generally, you must have shoes that allow you that kind of a step anyway. That you can step right through the heel and push your weight to the floor. Some shoes are not made for this kind of dancing because in many dances you are supposed to maintain your balance more on the ball of your foot, like on the front part, and you're not supposed to step on the heel. Now in kizomba and semba, when I'm dancing in high heels, sure, I'm lighter on my feet because I have to, but I always make sure that I have the kind of shoes where I can stand and push solidly through the heel, that it tolerates it. Because, for example, in the moments when my other foot is picked up, or basically any time, I need to be able to do exactly the same thing, push my weight right through the heel, even if I might dance with a lighter step when I'm wearing very high heels. This will be a very long and technical explanation if I go through the details, but just bear in mind that dancing in high heels, it does change your steps a little bit. It does change your weight shift a little bit. It generally gives you a really nice jinga when you do the weight shift correctly, because you're still going to push right through your bones, so it moves your hips, right? Generally, try not to be on your tippy toes when you're dancing in heels. You have to be able to rest properly in your shoes. It's a different thing. Some people don't like dancing in heels. That's fine, but if you do, that's also fine, because now kizomba and semba are considered like salon dances, so absolutely heels are fine. It's a different technique slightly. Just make sure that you have no wobbly, soft-bottomed Latin shoes, for example. They're meant for completely different kind of stepping. So shoes that have a fairly rigid sole and supportive heel. That's my tip. Second thing that I got asked about is something that actually bothers me a lot too. Getting dizzy while on the dance floor. I rarely hear men say this. I think it's probably a bit more typical for females, followers. So my tip that always helps me is that I try not to focus on anything with hard eyes. I don't look around. Instead, I keep my head softly turned towards my leader. And I just I have an open gaze, a soft gaze. I don't stare at anything on him, but I kind of look at around this area of him or whatever happens to be in front of me with a soft gaze, meaning to know the difference between a soft gaze and a focused gaze. I'm sure that you know that when you focus your eyes hard on something, that feels different than when you're just kind of allowing everything to be in your field of vision. So when you're softly focusing towards your partner, you won't get as dizzy, but you will still see everything that's going on around you. And your job as the follower is to be the eyes in his back, because he can't see behind him. So you can gently tap him on the shoulder, just tap with a soft finger on his shoulder whenever there's a risk that he's going to bump into somebody, or somebody's just coming with an elbow towards his head or something. So you warn him, tap with your left fingers behind his shoulder, and he will, even if he's never been told what that means, he will automatically know that don't go that way. And they often say thank you for that. Then a couple tips on what happens in semba when the partner lets go of you. What do? Especially the beginners are often quite confused, like, oh, he's not leading me, what do I do? Rule number 1, keep dancing, keep the rhythm in your feet. And if it was a situation where he kind of turned you around and let you go, like you're walking away from him, you will either soon feel him giving you a signal to stop and turn around, or if you don't feel anything, just take a few steps and turn around. Keep dancing, turn around and see. Look at your partner. What's he doing? What's happening? That's a dialogue. He may be playing with you. So whatever you see from him, that's your moment to be playful as well. So just keep dancing. And if you don't know what to do, like if you're new, just do your basic side step, your jinga step, and he will come back and get you. And if you can do something else, you're free to dance. He let you go, so have fun with it. Another thing that sometimes happens in semba, lots of improvisation going on. So there are no really fast rules as to exactly what to do in some of these situations. But for example, when the man is walking, making you walk around him, he's sending you to walk around him, and he's placing usually your right hand somewhere on his body. That means that you keep that hand lightly on his body. You maintain a light contact as you walk around him. This way you keep staying close. He knows exactly where you are, and he can just grab you in his embrace again when you come around. Or in another situation, he might start walking. He might just send you walking straight back, and he'll turn while he's walking on your side, and he might have your hand on his body somewhere. So again, maintain that hand right there. Keep walking in front of your partner. You have to kind of control the step length if he's walking on your side and he's not holding on to you. So you back up by yourself. Maintain the contact with the hand. Sometimes he actually puts your hand around his neck here, and then he spins around. So your hand is going to cross his neck. So make sure that your fingers are light, but maintain that contact and just keep walking. If he sends you forward, if he sends you backwards, keep doing that and maintain the contact. This way you will always be close to your partner no matter what he does. And remember, it is improvisation. If you don't know what is going on, then, maybe he doesn't either. It's just a dance. So keep your feet moving. And if you kind of get lost, no big deal. Just smile and say, we're just dancing. Continue. You never know what happens when it's semba. It's meant to be fun. But maybe these tips help you a little bit when you enter those situations. So let me know, and if you have more questions, I'm all ears, happy to answer them. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you again.